Hi, everybody. Give me a second. It's on backslash. So, how's everybody doing today? Hope you all are good. Oh, let's just go back to the camp. There we go. Ah, there's my Twitch notification. So I can see that. Right, it's not letting me rotate. Awesome. And it's also not letting chat do stuffs. Okay, and that's all the way down, and I am now watching myself. Fun. Anyway, at least I'm pretty sure I'm on part 10. Don't actually need to talk to anybody yet, just figured it was a good spot to be at.
Yes.
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 Shale. Let's go to the mountains. 'Cause I got the key for Kaelin's chest for Ostagar, so I can do the Ostagar DLC. Just, I don't wanna do that at the moment because the guy who I want to wear all the stuff, Alistair, is kinda weak.
Most traders aren't allowed into Orzammar, so they just sort of gather near the doors. There's no laws up here at all, I'm told.
That's nice deal. I already did a lot of stuff here for part 9, I want to say.
Heard about all those mages in Lake Callan. They have been turned into a pack of demons. I demand an audience.
Yeah, let's press the ring at Ogren.
King Loghain will not...
Vieta! This land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
Why have your people
They
retreated
hide
like
because
this?
they are dwarves.
I would challenge any race to fare as well. Our king is dead. Endrunaidu can return to the Stone Knot 3 weeks ago. The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
I am a Grey Warden. This treaty obliges Orzammar to aid me.
Wardens killed King Kaelin and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Well, that is the Royal Seal. That means only the Assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And a foreigner? In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
Dude, no. Loghain is the traitor who killed King Cailan at Ostalar.
What? Lies and slander! King Loghain will not suffer this. I will not suffer it. I'm his messenger.
Kill each other as you will, but take your sodding fight off my doorstep.
Okay.
Time for more practice. Going.
We'll have a smashing time, won't we?
Health. Money. More money. Alright. Fight's done. Let me in.
You've done me a service. That fool Imrek was barking for a week. Are all humans so touched? You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
A trust follow, Warden.
Those
Your rival is a
statues
mixed
of Dwarven
blessing.
paragons
Prefer that outsiders not
Now that's
best of their ancestors.
If you work hard like Branka, all Orzammar will know your name.
Mother, I don't want to be like her. She...
Don't say that. Not to me, not to anyone. Now get back to the forge. I want to see more details.
Yes, Mom.
Show some pity for a poor old man. For the love of paragons.
I am told that it lost a large number of comrades in the battle with the Darkspawn.
Me? I guess I did, yes. I didn't know all of them that well, however. Mostly just Duncan.
I'm unfamiliar with this name.
It's not important. You don't need to know who what.
Yeah, no, not paying attention to, Alistair whining and my golem pretending not care.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these Deshers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
You not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Now comes complicated
fighting
politics.
in the Commons, especially in front of outsiders. I'll have him in the Legion.
Vieta, Surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk the Commons, but keep your place. Warden or not, I want order.
And you'll have your order. The Blight is coming. I need Orzammar's
Surface
assistance.
problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the Assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here.
Paragons?
Surfacers appoint no paragons? Truly, you're lost in all that sky. They are the best of us, declared living ancestors. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
Can a city function like this?
See, that's why I don't want you surfacers seeing our worst. You'll think that's all we are. The market is thin, but busy, and the tavern never closes. Bad blood is usually kept to the proving. Should toss Balin and Harrowmont in there, sort this all out in a hurry.
The proving?
Personal battles for honor and ancestor. I don't expect a surfacer to understand. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
Sounds like Balin and Harrowmont are the ones to talk to.
They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate.
I should get
Yes,
going.
you should.
Did you see that? I cannot believe what this city has come to. This would never have happened when Endrin was alive.
It's Balin. Is that King Endrin's son?
Aye. What a terrible burden for a father to have only Balin left of 3 fine sons. In the end, Endrin himself recognized that Balin cared for nothing but power. It was Endrin who ordered his son away from his deathbed and embraced Lord Harrowmont as his heir.
What do you know about this Lord Harrowmont?
Lord Harrowmont should be our king. He was King Endrin's closest advisor, the only one he could trust. Endrin himself, ancestors welcome him, asked the Assembly to endorse Harrowmont.
People are at each other's... Oh, why such hate for Balin?
Everybody knows he killed his brother Trian and let his father's favorite son take the blame. And many question whether Endrin died abed, as we were told, or whether Balin helped him along.
Who are you?
I am Narav Helmi, 3rd daughter of the 2nd matron of House Helmi. And you, stranger? What brings you to Orzammar at such a time?
I am Wilhelm, a Grey Warden, and I am seeking aid.
A Grey Warden? That explains why they allowed you past the gates. What kind of aid do you mean?
I have a treaty compelling Orzammar to aid against the Blight.
A blight? Now? But our warriors are killing each other in the streets. I'm sorry, stranger. I fear there will be no aid for you in Orzammar. If you seek Lord Harrowmont's support, I suggest you talk with his trusted advisor, Dulin Ferender. He might be able to get you an audience.
Check the stores first.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? You look like you're not from around here.
Can I help you?
I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
My companion over there is a senior enchanter of the Circle. Say hi, Wynn.
My lady, it's an honor. I've never met an actual mage. Is it true you can manipulate nature's forces with your mind? Like you were born with lyrium in your veins?
Don't let the glamour fool you, child. Wielding magic is a dangerous occupation and a great responsibility.
Why is the dwarf interested in the Circle?
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
Why
No
wouldn't they?
dwarf has ever studied at the Circle of Magi. I guess you never read First Enchanter Caitlin's treatise concerning dwarfs and the non-heritability of magic. He tested dwarfs from 20 bloodlines and found they couldn't perform any level of spell casting, regardless of lyrium exposure or time on the surface. The Circle speculates that lyrium in the stone shields us from spiritual influences, and over time made us immune to them.
So what do you want with the circle?
I want to go to the Circle to study. I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
I can bring the circle you request.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcast. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperium's Verticum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child? Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Huh. I love Dagna. She's just awesome to talk to.
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's Luxury Goods Shop. Wow, there are a lot of you. And I've never seen one of those before. The things they come up with. What was I saying?
Are you alright?
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Most people don't anymore. Or maybe they're too polite to mention it. I had a little incident a few years back. Too much time with the raw lyrium ore, you know. Maybe it was a bad vein. I cut myself and the dust got straight in the blood. Since then, it's been a little hard for me to concentrate. Except when forging. Then I'm straight as an arrow. Best work I've ever seen. Look around the shop. See for yourself.
Yeah, no. Let's just move on. Nope, that is an alert for somebody else.
Don't think so.
No, let's just run to the circle. Get that over, the Dagna over and done with. Spoiler alert for games that have been out for a while. Dagna's a character in Inquisition. I think if you continue this, she's actually really awesome. She works with your smith to help you make masterwork items. And, I think she also does the enchanting stuff.
What's to be done? What can we do?
Just keep your head down.
Also, maybe as I'm running back and forth between here and the tower, certain thing that I want to happen will proc. I want that sword. Those of you who don't know, in this game I don't know if it's DLC. Well, it's gotta be part of the DLC. There is a certain sword you can get made out of they call Star Metal. And it is, I think, the best sword in this game. Sadly, it does not carry over to Awakening.
Welcome back, friend. You'll be glad to learn that the Circle is well on its way to recovery.
Yeah. Dagna of Orzammar wishes to study magic.
Orzammar? Indeed. You have piqued my curiosity. It is common knowledge that dwarves lack the aptitude for spellcraft. She will never be able to weave the simplest magic, no matter how hard she tries.
I don't think she minds. She still wants to learn, though.
Fascinating. I suppose the Circle should be flattered.
She's willing to give up caste and clan for this.
I see. If she is willing to sacrifice so much for this, then we should feel honored. Tell Dagna of Orzammar that this path will not be easy. But if she chooses it, then she is welcome here at the Circle. She will live and study with the Tranquil, and perhaps the apprentices, when it is appropriate.
She's going to be so overjoyed.
I see. If she is willing to sacrifice so much for this, then we should feel honored.
Perhaps, but it was her choice to make.
This will be interesting. She could tell us much about our dwarven neighbors. Yes, the more I think about it, the more I like the idea. I shall take this as an indication that perhaps things are starting to look up for the Circle. Thank you. You've already done much for the Circle. Now you must see to your duty as a Grey Warden.
Forgive me, but I must take my leave.
Well. Know you will always be welcome here.
Just because it's supposed to take place on this strip of land somewhere.
Hello, how can I... Oh, it's you! And it's been, well, quite a while. Enough time to get to the Circle and back, I hope. Oh, please tell me what they said.
First enchanter having accepted you for
Ancestors, bless you! I can't believe it! There hasn't even been a dwarven observer in the Circle since Urelden in the 13th century! I need to pack. No, my parents would get suspicious. I need to go. Is there anything I should bring? Books? Tuition?
A little token of your gratitude would be nice.
I was just bringing some lyrium in from the storeroom. Will that do? I have either a lyrium rune that can be implanted in any weapon, or some of the serum mages use. Which do you want? Here you go.
I'll take the rune.
I hope it's enough to thank you. I'll never forget what you did. If you ever go to the Circle again, maybe I'll see you there.
Welcome to Jannar Family Armorers. I must say, you look like our type of people. Looking for a new set of mail? At Jennar's, we have everything from leather to platinum.
Let's see what
Of
you've
course.
got.
Keep in mind, we also take items on trade.
Ooh. Hold off for now. Just in case I find one that is enchantable.
Ancestors, guard my son, for he is lost in darkness. Mothers, keep him safe. I'm sorry. Did you have an offering for the ancestors? Although, I can't imagine your ancestors reside in the stone.
What were you praying
My
for?
name is Vilda, widow of Turok of the Smith caste. I pray here every day for my son, Ruck. I only wish I knew whether I should be asking for his safe return or for the ancestors to accept his soul. It was 5 years ago. He was only a youngster. He joined a Deep Roads excursion, the only smith to go with the warriors to repair their arms. He was so proud, but he got separated somehow. When they came home, he wasn't with them.
Did anyone go after him?
The captains don't want to lose anyone searching for stray men. Too many were taken by Dark Spawn that way.
We wouldn't abandon him. I'll look for him if you
How?
want.
There is no way except to brave the deep roads yourself.
I'm a Grey Warden. That's what we do.
Warden? So you could do it. Only wardens face the deep roads without a company packing them. Oh, thank you. The ancestors finally heed my prayers.
Take heart, good Widow Filda. We'll do our best.
Please, find me as soon as you return.
What is that smell? Dwarven vomit. Charming.
Topsiders? Good. Get some outside gold in here. Calm people down. Make them think we should open the gates for good. The more cracks in the old way, the better. That's what Balin stands for.
Your allegiance to this Balin is clear. Why?
Not your business, but I see where the gold is. He's the traditional pick, yet he wants a new way, whether some like it or not.
Let me see what you
I'll
have
take
in
your
store.
gold. You're good for that.
Maker's blessing on you, brother.
I didn't think dwarves believed in the Maker.
I'm Brother Burkle of the Red Cliff Chantry, returned to my ancestors' land to spread the chant of light. I'm petitioning to open a chantry in Orzammar.
Whose permission do you need to open a chantry?
The Shaperate controls changes in Orzammar's structure and society. I need the Shaper of Memory's permission to open a prayer meeting.
The Shaper of Memories?
The Shaper of Memories controls the Shaperate, Orzammar's record system. like the Chantry's historians, but more thorough. They track the births and lineage of every dwarf born in the city, every property sale, death in battle, marriage, or divorce.
Do you want me to talk to him before
Oh, I'd hoped you'd say that. I can see the Maker's hand on your shoulder, guiding you always. Please let me know as soon as you've heard anything.
Let's go into the tavern.
I tried Dwarven Ale once. I thought it was just something they tricked surfers into drinking, as a joke.
They're everywhere! I can't take it! What? Get away! You'll change like the rest! Monsters hidden in all my friends!
What are you talking about?
Follow you. Once you are in the story, they possess your friends and follow. See? I found copies. All from the same pen and older than the ones in song. Dormant my arse. Take them. I want out. I won't disappear chasing a lie. I won't.
Totem, I don't understand why the programs aren't open to everyone. I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help to decide who's worthy? And then he practically slaps me.
Guess I should take time and probably read through some of my codex, shouldn't I? I'll do that later. The Diamond Coda to deal with politics. Bit more useful than the American political system.
So the closer you live to the surface, the higher class you are. Unless you're actually on the surface.
You have come at a difficult time. Orzammar is ailing for want of a king.
News of the hour. Support Lord Balin at your peril. Evidence suggests Balin considering widespread military draft.
Lord Haramont is a weak man, and he will be a weak king.
So, how is it the dwarves have a king? I thought they voted on everything, or something like that.
Well, Alice, it's a very simple thing. It's politics. It doesn't work. Let's go to the Shaper first.
Thief! Who would dare take from the memories? Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shapered. What have we been reduced to? I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine! He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
So, here's why this political situation in Orzammar is complicated, and I have done both starts already for both types of dwarves, castless and noble. Balin did kill his brother, pinned it on the other brother, and had the other brother exiled into the Deep Roads where, you know, eventually you would be picked up and become a Grey Warden if you go that route. The other option, you start off as a castless, and you find out that Balin's whole plan is to uplift the castless to actually be members of their citizenry in society, because the castless aren't. He also wants to open up free trade with the surface and whatnot, and essentially open up Orzammar and the dwarven culture to not be so isolated. Harrowmont wants to keep things as is for the status quo. So, kind of, Balin wants to do the right thing, but he's doing a shady means of doing it. Harrowmont just wants to keep everything as is, even if people are just straight up suffering. It's a shady situation.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I, don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
What kind of research?
I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last Blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the Deep Roads.
I'm a Grey Warden. I'm not afraid of the Deep Roads.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrowmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking, it's almost too much to hope.
Over with.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
How do you know who I am?
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
Yeah, no, let's just move on. I would like your permission to open a chantry here.
That is an odd request, especially for one so new to our city.
I come on behalf of Brother Burkle, a cleric of Redcliffe.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
Chantry's charities could greatly aid Orzammar.
What sort of charities do you mean?
The Chantry cares for widows and orphans.
Traditionally, that is their extended family's responsibility, but sometimes people fall through the cracks. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
Nah,
I
I'm
will
good.
record this conversation in the memories. I hope I do not come to regret it.
Just talked, and like I said, they could care for orphans and widows that fall through the cracks. I wasn't going to bring up the cast list because that's a sore point for the dwarves. Freaking classist assholes. And I do have that issue, like you are stuck in your caste for life from the day you were born to the day you die, based on your same-gendered parents' caste. So, nobles will always be nobles, smiths will always be smiths, same with farmers, merchants, and etc. The only time that changes is when somebody becomes a paragon and then elevates their house to the noble level. But they're still like noble smiths, noble merchants, and stuff like that. They're not noble nobles. It's a society that honestly sucks because, say, you have a merchant who's born into the merchant caste but is really interested in blacksmithing. They can't cross over. They are stuck as a merchant or a soldier or whatever. It's a broken system that needs to be changed.
The assembly is in session. Enter quietly if you wish to observe.
I'm siding with Balin.
Warden, it is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartag Devorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring?
Excuse me. I need aid against the
Yes,
Blight.
the treaty. I've seen it in the Shaper's libraries. Now, the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now.
Is there some way I can
My
help?
prince is the rightful king, but a disappointing number of lords back the upstart Harrimont for the throne. If you show your support for Prince Balin, he might be able to assist with your requests.
What do I need to do?
Harrimont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harrimont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrimont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes. Lady Dace doesn't leave the quarter much, but Lord Helmy's adventurous, likes to spend his time at tapsters in the Commons. Remember, don't tell them you got these papers from me. You learned of them and drew your own conclusions.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the Assembly, I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace. Enough. The Assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions. Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the Assembly of the Clans. Only Deshers and occasional guests of state are allowed in.
You don't recognize a Grey Warden?
Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the Gate Guard. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden.
I hope you can forgive our unrest. The loss of our king has hit us hard. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne.
Is there any way I can break this
I must
stalemate?
admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Harrowmont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. I only wish there was more I could do for you.
Alright, moving on. And if you hear any wind in the background, there was a storm brewing outside. What do you want, Dulin?
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help.
I have a treaty obliging Orzammar to aid against blight.
And that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties.
What do you want me to do? Denounce Balin publicly?
If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harrowmont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down. It would certainly make your loyalties loud and clear. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then. Excellent. The arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the Proving Master and tell him you're entering Lord Harrowmont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Baisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
Do I work both sides? Yeah, you know what? Let's just work both sides. because
News of
proving is
the
free
hour.
experience, and
Lord
dear God, is it
Harrowmont
raining?
entrenched in the past.
What do you want? Ah, I suppose you're the Grey Warden everyone's talking about.
Yes, I am Wilhelm.
It's fascinating the surface has an entire order dedicated to fighting Darkspawn. Down here, that's just what fighting means. But I'm sure it's more difficult on the surface. It must be much harder to find them. Well, this isn't exactly a surface broadsheet. Where did you get these? Never mind. It is true enough, but there's nothing I can do about it. This deal was made on behalf of our entire house. Only my father can revoke it. He is leading a Deep Roads expedition, trying to secure an ancient Tig. It's unlikely he'll be back before the election, but perhaps this vote is important enough for you to brave the tunnels to tell him? The Dace family would be in your debt.
How would I know where to find your father?
He was searching an old Idukan site. He left me with this map, in case his expedition never returned. I'll give you a pass as well. Usually, no one is allowed past the front lines. Does that mean you'll go?
Yeah, sure.
So Balin's victory means enough for you to risk your life. How interesting.
Lady, I got a lot of things to do.
Legion of the Dead sighted battling Darkspawn near Orzammar. They have no orders while throne stands empty. Make Harrowmont your king now.
It'll be 2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors, how can you people just ignore that?
Branka didn't go alone, Agra. She took the whole house, everybody but you. So just get over to Tapster's and drown yourself already. You know as well as I do that's how this always ends.
You think I'm afraid of some cub warrior who's barely off the teat? Ha! I'll...
You lift a weapon or attack a single citizen in Orzammar, and you're stripped of your caste and exiled. Even you can't have forgotten that. Get out of here before I call a guardsman.
So, I've been hearing rumors that a certain wine merchant is falling behind on his payments.
I can't imagine what you mean. I pay my expenses.
What about the expenses your good friend Jarvia incurs when providing your protection? It's not easy ensuring nothing bad happens, that no one decides to just burn everything in your store.
My store! Please, I don't have much. Business isn't good. People are scared. Tell Jarvia I'll get her money.
Jarvia's not happy with your promises, old man. Now let's go inside and see what you've been holding back.
Yep.
This is all I have right now. I could get more if I sell something.
Well, well, looks like we have a visitor. Friend of yours?
Is there a problem here, friend? Are these men threatening you?
Please, don't get involved with this. You don't know what they're like.
Then allow me to make some introductions. These are dangerous times in Orzammar, stranger. Lucky us, the merciful Jarvia is offering protection from the chaos. You're wearing some fancy stuff there. Might make you a target. So if you want the Carta's guarantee of safety, it's yours for the reasonable price of 10 gold sovereigns. Or I can't say what might happen.
I have a Knight in Templar armor, a mage, my own golem, as well as a sword that's giving off mist. Take a good look. Do you really want to start this fight?
Whoa, whoa! All right, you win. I'm not gonna die for 10 lousy sovereigns.
What's up, Fig?
Ancestors, bless you for saving my poor store. I don't know how to express my gratitude.
Start by letting me look around your store.
I'm showing you the lowest prices I can afford, I assure you.
I don't need health potions. I've been finding health at the ass. Oh, look, a shiny.
Andraste teaches that patience is the child of wisdom, but I'm eager to hear if you've seen the Shaper.
We agreed to let you hold prayer meetings.
Oh, praise the Maker! You truly walk in the light, friend. I already found a convert among the merchants who offered his shop as a temporary chantry. It's just by the tapsters. Please, come to our first service.
You mean this door right behind you? Or not? Speaking of tapsters, I gotta go in there anyway.
Lord Dennick Helmy, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. You understand what I'm saying, right? On the surface, there are no castes, and it works fine. Am I right, Warden?
Controversial opinion for a dwarf in the
Very
assembly.
good. I guess someone already told you I was good for nothing, drinking my life away at tapsters. Or did they leave off at greatest shame to ever fall upon the assembly? I've always liked that one. You know, most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent deshers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the assembly. Orzammar are so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the castes are even necessary.
How does the caste system work anyway?
Badly. Oh, you're serious? Well, it's simple, I guess. The king and elected deshers of the assembly are at the top. Then it's the nobles. Then the warriors and all the craftsmen. At the bottom are servants. The casteless and criminals are below even that. Your caste is determined by that of your same-sex parent. And that's where you stay your whole life, whatever your skill.
I have news. Harrowmont is double-dealing you and Lady Dace.
Oh, well, I'd ask for proof, or why you care, but frankly, I'm so tired of it I'm not even surprised anymore. I don't even want the land, but my house would kill me if I turned it down. Responsibilities, you know. Now I'll have to go through the whole process of rejecting the deal. And they'll both have to try something else. And I thought it was going to be a nice day.
Why vote for Harrowmont if you didn't want the land?
I actually thought he was the better candidate. You must think I'm pretty soddy naive, huh? They're all the same, well-dressed, blood-sucking cave ticks. I'll have to inform Mother that Lord Harrowmont hasn't bought our vote after all.
Excuse me real quick, folks. I have a call on a voice. Well, no, that really wasn't all that important. Let's go talk to Ogren.
What do you want? Hey, I heard about you. Grey Warden, coming from the surface. Great crisis in the world. People are saying how you've thrown yourself on Harrowmont's wagon train. I figured you'd be the one, you know, who could help me find Branka. But I guess you're just like all the rest.
All the rest
Power-hungry Deep Lords. The only real concern they have is whose ass gets the throne. You don't have to play dumb, Warden. Their lackeys only come to me when they want something. Well, if you want the secrets of a paragon, do the work and find her.
Is that who Branka is? She's the paragon?
City's only living paragon, and she's been lost in the Deep Roads for 2 years. 2 years, and no one's raised a bleeding army to go look for her. What's it matter to you, huh? You trying to find out her secrets? That what Harrowmont sent you here for? I know he's been poking around, trying to find things out about her, what she was looking for. Won't tell me spit, though. He wants it for himself, right? A little blessing from the ancients' technology, and he's assured the throne. Is that it?
This sounds personal.
Aye, of course. I'm her bleeding husband, aren't I? She left me here and took our entire house when she left. Is that what you're looking for? Well, there it is. Fine. You keep on your errands. Until your boss really commits to looking, you're getting nothing but smoke out of old Ogren.
I'm not even sworn to Harrowmont. In fact, I've been doing mostly Balin's work at the moment.
So, you know that I'm a Templar, right?
I believe what I heard was that you were not, in fact, a Templar. You were trained as one before you became a Grey Warden.
That's right, but I still have all the abilities of one, of course. That doesn't make you nervous.
Should it? I am no apostate. Perhaps you should be directing this question at Morrigan.
She claims not to be afraid of me, or anything, really. But you've had more experience with the Templars than her. I know how mages can sometimes...
The Templars serve a function, and a necessary one. If what has happened at the tower proves anything, it is that we mages can be dangerous, even to ourselves.
That's one way of looking at it.
And regardless, you seem like a decent enough young man. If you decide to slaughter me out of hand, I'm sure you would at least inform me first, no?
Oh, sure. Count on it.
Don't like it when the stone roars at me.
Fine to see you here, Warden. A number of people have told me they hope to see you in the Provings. It's a rare opportunity to fight against someone so exotically trained. In fact, a few were hoping you'd take part in some informal action.
I'm game. What do you have in
Say
mind?
the word and I'll line up a team from one of the younger houses. They don't often get a chance to test themselves in the Provings. They're a hungry bunch who employ unusual tactics. Understand that there's no concern for fairness here. Your battles will be hard won.
Sure.
We've got some young fighters ready to go. This will be difficult, I assure you.
Let's wipe them out!
Let us end this.
All right.
Now we go into battle.
Good job, Warden. You've earned a portion of the receipts. Let me know if you want to go again.
Welcome back,
I'll be
Smashing
here.
Leader. I need to level up and heal. Nope. That button.
not happening.
Alright, and give it a minute so that...
Oh, you daft.
Ready for some unofficial training opportunities?
Running.
We've got some young fighters ready to go. This will be difficult, I assure you.
Bring it on.
Watch them all quickly, shall we?
Going.
Huh.
All right. I think we work well together.
Good job, Warden. You've earned a portion of the receipts. Let me know if you want to go again. We've got some young fighters ready to go. This will be difficult, I assure you.
Oh, great. Down you go!
I'm off. All right, I'm game.
Oh, nothing like a brush with death to make you not like death.
Good job, Warden. You've earned a portion of the receipts. Let me know if you want to go again. I'll be here.
Give me a minute.
Alistair here. Right.
Stop poking me.
Ready for some unofficial training opportunities? We've got some young fighters ready to go. This will be difficult, I assure you.
Is it time to do something else?
Yes. Going.
Time to play. All right, I'm game. And I'm off.
Yes.
We must have victory.
You've taught our fighters some valuable lessons. It will take some time before they are ready to challenge you again. Take this. My thanks. Good work, Warden. You're amazingly skilled.
You new in the fights? I don't remember seeing you before.
You don't get out much. I'm Wilhelm of the Grey
It's a
Warriors.
pleasure. Sorry it can't be longer. Name's Guidon, and I just tendered my resignation. Somehow I don't think the ancestors will favor me today.
Friender asked me to
I
talk
bet
to
he
you.
did. That man thinks nothing is beneath him. Well, you could just tell him I had my reasons. It's not so much what happened, as what's going to. I heard from a reliable source Lord Harriman's already given up the throne. Balin called this whole proving to let his lordship save face when he concedes.
It's ridiculous. Harrowmount isn't conceding.
Oh? And where did you hear this that's more reliable than a member of the Assembly?
I heard it from Harrowmont himself.
That's not what I expected. I know Lord Harrowmont. He's an upstanding man. He'd never lie to someone's face. Maybe you're right. I'm just a warrior. I've always tried to stay out of these noble politics. If I find out this whole thing was some flunky of Balin's lying to me for his own gain, I'll...
Get back in the proving and knock some heads.
Maybe I will at that.
And that's one. I don't like the noise of this tunnel. It makes no sense.
Look, I already told the Proving Master I withdrew. Do you have to keep harassing me?
Never seen you before in my life.
Nor I you, but it's pretty obvious who you're working for.
Who do you think I'm working for?
So I take it you weren't sent here to find out if I withdrew from the Proving. In that case, never mind.
Tell me what's happening, I could help you.
Look, it's just, when I was younger, I had a thing with this Idukan girl, Revelka. Lesser cousin, nowhere near the throne. Her family wanted her marrying up, so they matched her with a BMO. But we didn't exactly stop seeing each other.
So you're afraid your affair will be exposed?
She's married to a prominent Desher's heir. We should have stopped a long time ago, but I love her. Do you know what that's like? Now Balin found out, and I can't even help my cousin for fear he'll tell her husband.
What evidence does Balin have?
They have letters. Love letters Revelka wrote me. If they were made public, she'd be disgraced. Her husband would cast her aside, and I would be lucky to be allowed to die in a duel.
I can get those letters back.
You'd do that? I don't know how to thank you. I know it's my own fault, but I'd have married her if I could. Balin's fighter Miaja has the letters. If you make sure she never shows them to anyone, I'll fight for Harrowmont again. But you need to find them quickly. Registrations close once the first bout starts.
This area is off limits. Combatants only. You want to talk? Enter the Proving. I speak with my blades.
Huh.
I'm done. Success! And I'm off.
I'm just robbing everybody. And again, run rogue is what we do. Thiefy, rogue, stealing, everything is a go.
The Proving's almost starting. I should leave if you haven't found anything. Where did you get those?
Here you go.
No. I don't want to know. Just thank you. I can't say what it means to know my Revelka is safe.
I can never turn away a man in
I will
love.
be glad to fight for Harrowmont in the Provings. Thank you again, friend.
The Proving will begin shortly. I'm sure you can find a place in the stands. Or were you here to take part in the fight?
Ooh, I'd like to fight as Lord Harrowmont's
Well,
champion.
that's a surprise. Never thought the Grey Wardens would take an interest in our king. Let me just put you into the schedule here. Now, is there a particular name you wish listed?
Call me whatever you
We'll
like.
just call you Grey Warden, seeing as those human names are a real burr to pronounce. We actually have an opening in the first round. Are you ready to start? That's
Sure.
what I like to hear. I will warn you, though.
This is your last chance to make preparations or meet the competition. Once the fights begin, there are no new additions to the roster. All withdrawals are treated as losses and a sign of the ancestors' disfavor. Do you want to start, or would you like some time? The fighters' quarters are behind the ring.
What are you waiting for? I want to fight.
Go down to the ring, then. I'll be right there. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. First up is Siuan of the Warrior Caste. Many of you remember when Siuan made history as a lad of 12 by defeating his own father in this very ring. Today, he fights as a champion for Prince Balin. Opposing him, in Lord Harrowmont's name, is a member of the famed Grey Wardens.
In the name of House Aeducan and our future King Balin.
Okay, Gadrick, now I can actually talk without being talked over by the game. I've supported both sides before. Balin is a better choice because he's actually better for his people. But I'm fighting for Harrowmont, so I'm just not going to say I'm supporting Harrowmont. I'm just going to do, like, the honorable choices and whatnot.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
You're fine, Gadrick. You don't have to say
Let's do this quickly, shall we?
The winner is the Grey Warden! That was an exciting start, Warden. Siuan is rarely trounced, and so thoroughly. Are you ready for your next opponent?
I mean, I get that you supported Harrowmont. And to do the proving, you have to be working to become a supporter of Harrowmont. And Balin does some really messed up things to get towards the throne. But Harrowmont's not clean either. I don't know. We'll see when I get to the end and actually have the crown.
Excellent!
Yes, let's get to the fight.
Let us go. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. This round, Harrowmont's champion takes on the notorious duo, the Warrior Caste Twin Terrors, now fighting for Prince Balin, Miaja and Lukejon.
May the stone honor you.
When you fall.
Sure, may the dirt taste good when I feed it to you.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Time for more practice.
Huh. Summon a bear.
Watch your back, Miaja!
Who actually had the right to rule is
the winner is the Grey Warden! Well, that was an exciting bout. 2-on-1, and you took them both easily. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Like, I hate how Orzammar dwarven politics work. Because honestly, both candidates are shit. But we need a king in order to give you support. Yeah, here's my next fighter.
Let us go. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. Harrowmont's champion has held the field so far, but how will he do against one of the legendary Silent Sisters? We'll find out as the Warden faces Lady Hanashan. who proves her worth to Paragon Ashtith the Grey by cutting out her own tongue. And to our Prince Balin by fighting in his name.
I mean, you're right. The Dwarven section is definitely the worst because it just drags on so long. And there's this whole back and forth with politics. It is honestly the worst part of this game. Still a fun game.
First warrior to fall is vanquished. Fight!
Oh, you...
The winner is the Grey Warden! Eramont will be pleased, Warden. The Silent Sister's support was a great boost for Balin. Are you ready for your next opponent?
Even the dwarf starts took forever. It is obnoxious how long the dwarven sections of this game take. Let's move on to the next opponent.
Let us go. This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. This round is paired combat. Just as Kiatchet fought as King Bloadlik II defending our empire, so have dwarves always fought alongside a second. Master of all weapons, prisoner of none, Wojciech Ivo has never won the same way twice. What will he do today, lords and ladies? And will it win the day for Prince Balin? Grey Warden, choose your second, for you face Wojciech Ivo and Valans.
Really? You're not letting me choose Shale? Choose an
Last
Alistair.
one standing will be declared victor. Fight!
Time for more practice. Yes.
More dying, please.
And I'm off.
The winner is the Grey Warden! Wojciech Ivo is one of the best this arena has seen, Warden. Eramont picked wisely. Are you ready for your next opponent?
I think I'm getting close to the final round. Who
Let
knows?
us go.
This drags.
This is a glory proving, fought under the eyes of the Paragons of Orzammar to honor the memory of King Endrin. Only 2 warriors remain. Fighting for his royal cousin Balin, Jotun Iduken has led his team to triumph over every unit so far. Challenging him on behalf of Lord Eramont, the Grey Warden has risen from nothing to stand at the competition summit. Each will lead a full unit of 4 soldiers to see once and for all whom the ancestors favor.
You fight well, but your judgment is questionable. The throne will never leave House Iduken.
Shut up and fight.
Last one standing will be declared victor. Fight!
Don't look now. More enemies.
The winner is the Grey Warden! Congratulations! You defeated the man Prince Trian himself once called the Horns of my army. Do you deny this Grey Warden has earned the championship? Then it is my honor to declare this Grey Warden champion of the Proving, who has shown that the ancestors favor Lord Harrowmont.
It was an honor.
Through this day, we affirm the friendship between our city and your order.
Nope, wrong button. Alistair, my dude. My guy. You're leveling up your stupid strength. And Gadrick, I usually do side with Harrowmont. But I definitely think I'm going to go with Balin this time around.
Alistair,
And I think
what's
Gadrick left.
this?
It's a sock?
It's a filthy sock. How did it find its way to my bedroll?
Maybe it likes you. Socks are sneaky like that. Anyway, it's not mine.
It has your name stitched on it.
Oh, part of Templar training back at the Chantry, the men were always getting their socks mixed up. Anyway,
Legion of the Dead sighted battling Darkspawn near Orzammar. They have no orders while throne stands empty. Make Harrowmont your king now! Raise your voice in favor of Lord Balin. He will bring us change.
No one enters the prince's estate without an invitation.
Anyway. Time to go talk to Vartag. He's probably not gonna prove, but... like...
You're awfully bold, walking right up to me after coming out against Prince Balin and the Proving. You do know who I am, right? I'm Vartag Gavorn, the prince's chief advisor.
Just hear me out. I
Explain
can
what? That you just realized what a puling imbecile Harrowmont is and want to throw your lot in with a winner?
And now Harrowmont trusts me, unlike your other spies.
I see your point. Had you come to us first, Harrowmont would have suspected you. But now, he has no reason to think you're anything other than his champion, on the proving grounds and off.
What are you doing? You gave Lord Harrowmont your word.
My lady, you do not know Harrowmont as we do. Long has he plotted to steal the throne from the Idukans.
And they say your prince killed his own brother and father. It seems it is only Lord Harrowmont's influence that prevented him from profiting from his crime.
Keep your companion under control. I would hate to see her thrown into the deep roads because of a cultural misunderstanding.
Harrowmont seems an honorable man. This Prince Balin will not even deign to speak with you. Why should you help him?
Should not judge him before understanding him. Well, no. You know what? Now, because of how this guy talked to Wynn...
So, it's agreed then? You will infiltrate Harrowmont's ranks for us? For your treaty, right? I heard about that. Sure. If Balin's king, he'll help you against the Blight. If it turns out you helped him get there. If you really want Balin's trust, you'll have to prove your loyalty to Harrowmont is just an act. What has he asked you to do next?
I don't know. He hasn't told
Then
me
find
yet.
out and come tell me. If you want to be of use to the prince, this is your chance to prove it. And stay away from Lord Helmy and Lady Dace. I'm sure we can find a better way to prove your worth. I look forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, no. You made Wynn upset. No. I'm working for Harrowmont. Well, that was my own damn fault for upsetting Wynn.
Lord Harrowmont is a weak man, and he will be a weak. Is Lord Balin considering a dissolution of the ancient clans? He refuses to comment in the assembly.
Atrasvala, champion. I hear your performance in the proving was nothing short of amazing. I must thank you for bringing both Baisel and Guidon back into the fight. His lordship was touched to see his old friends stand for him. There can no longer be any doubt where your sympathies lie. If you're ready, Lord Harrowmont will see you now.
Excellent. Lead the
His
way.
lordship is looking forward to meeting you.
I appreciate what you have done, Warden, and I apologize for putting one of your rank through such trials. I am Lord Pyral Harrowmont, and I thank you for your efforts to help me preserve King Endrin's throne.
Why would Endrin prefer you over his own son?
You may not know the story, but Balin is actually the youngest of three. Endrin's eldest, Trian, was murdered in the Deep Roads not a year ago. His middle son was found standing over the body and was exiled. But I've always found it suspicious that Balin knew just where to look. Endrin loved his sons too much to voice such suspicions. But he knew Balin's only interest in ruling was to further his own power.
Dang it, Little Karibo just came live. All I want is your support against the
For
Blight.
us, the Darkspawn are a constant menace. so a blight may not elicit the same urgency you are used to. Ultimately, the Assembly decides what troops to send. If they no longer fear civil war, they'll have no reason to hold back. If you want my support to count, I will have to be king. And right now, there is no sure way to get there. Have you heard of a woman named Jarvia and the criminal Carter she runs?
I take them out, you get the credit. That's the plan.
Glad you're so eager. If you help me shut her down, we can show the Assembly I am the right king to defend Orzammar. Jarvia hides her base in Dust Town, the raw edges of the city where no one lives but casteless and criminals. If you would help me in this, it would show the Assembly that I, and not Balin, have the ability to defend and rule this city.
I'll deal with Jarvia. Be ready to help against the
Do
blight.
this, and I promise if I take the throne, I will not stop until the Assembly sends your troops. Look for Jarvia in Dust Town. Do whatever it takes to see that justice is served.
Man, let's go looting.
It's done. Naturally.
You must be under great strain with the blight upon the land. I will pray to the stone for you.
Moving on.
Grey Wardens present in Orzammar. Endorsement of Lord...
Grey Wardens endorse paralyzing Orzammar's military.
Lord Balin issues clear edict.
Time for more...
Harrowmont has suckered the Warden. Balin will not allow it.
Yes.
Okay. Time to go talk to Vartag.
Did you talk to Harrowmont? What does he want you to do?
I had to put an end to Jarvia.
That's a good plan. If he can claim credit for stopping the Carter, Harrowmont will be in Golden with a lot of Deshers. It's a little odd, though, given his associations with Dusttown smugglers.
What kind of associations?
Well, I'm surprised Harrowmont's protecting Orzammar from the Carter, when I have solid evidence his own cousin supplies their lyrium.
You want me to make this evidence public?
These papers show ties between the Carter and young Harville Harrowmont. If you ensure they are found in Jarvia's possession, I guarantee the Prince will want to talk to you. And don't bother looking for Lord Helmy and Lady Dace. This is a far better way to prove your worth.
I mean, I already did the thing with Lord Helmy and Lady Dace.
Orzammar questions Lord Harrowmont's ability to win the throne without Grey Wardens.
News of the hour. Lord Harrowmont endorsed by the Honorable Grey Wardens. Lord Balin furious.
I really going to slander a good dwarf's name because I like the other candidate better and feel like he would be more progressive towards a more stable and better
Now let's see.
Orzammar?
One has joined Harriman. Attack for Balin.
I'm gonna keep slaughtering said better names for that.
Let's do this quickly, shall we?
Why? Because these people should know better than by now than to attack me.
Let's wipe them out quickly.
We'll get plenty for their kid when we get back on.
Yes.
Who are you? You don't look like any guardsman I ever saw, and that's not much of a uniform.
I'm Wilhelm, Grey Warden.
Oh, you looking for a chance to bring in some coin? Could be I have that opportunity. Especially for someone with a few connections above ground.
What do you what you're
No
asking.
offense, but your kings have some laws that don't make sense in a practical kind of world. Like about who gets to buy and sell lyrium, the sacred gift the stone provides us to show her love. No law should regulate that. The laws are meant to keep mages away from the stuff, so there's always buyers in the Circle Tower. I got one man named Godwin. He's expecting a delivery of a stone's weight. You want an investment opportunity? I could see fit to, say, sell you that lyrium instead, at the reasonable price of 50 sovereigns. You can keep it, or, since you can travel freely from here, sell it to Godwin, who you know is buying. And if you bring back his return order, I could pay you, say, 20 sovereigns as a finder's fee.
Must be dangerous if you're paying so
More
much.
so for someone like you, I guess. Most dwarves born down here have a natural immunity. Other races, there are problems if they spend too long with the ore. The real issue is that lyrium's valuable. It's only found down here, and human mages can't work without it.
I don't have that
As
kind
long
of
as you
money.
keep your eyes down and your mouth shut, we've got no further business.
But I can get the money. But I kinda hate that about this game. Like, once an opportunity like that happens, which I got that I needed to have that kind of money on me, but I don't.
What are you looking
Get
for?
on.
We got nothing to buy for the likes of you. Or maybe you wanted to sell. Of course.
spare a bit? Have you a coin to spare, my lord? It's for my son. He's sick. He hasn't any clean clothes to wear or anything to eat today. Neither have I.
Why doesn't your son's father help
Question I ask every day. He was eager enough for a daughter who would bring him into the mining caste. But since the boy was born, I've not seen nose or heel of the lout. And me alone on the street, forbidden to return to my family unless I...
But no, I can't bear to even think of it.
What does your family want you to do?
My son's father is casteless, as is he. I used to be a miner, but my parents stripped my caste and refused to accept me back.
Unless I agree to abandon the child in the deep roads and pretend I never bore him.
That's horrible.
I cannot abandon my baby. The Shapers teach that only children of true lineage exist, not those born casteless. But they never carried a child. He cries like any other infant, and smiles when he's warm and full. I can't kill him because of an accident of birth, an accident I forced on him.
Maybe I could reason with your family.
You would do that? But why?
Don't look a gift warden in the mouth, or I don't like to see a child
Then
suffer.
I cannot offer enough gratitude. But I warn you, my father is a stiff-necked man. His name is Ordell, and he's usually at Tapster's in the evening. I do not think he will listen to you. But I will wait anxiously to see if you can do what you promise.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go knock some sense into somebody. Knock a lot of sense into somebody. You don't do that to kids.
What are you looking at, stranger?
I met your daughter.
I have no daughter. Could be you met a castless whore claiming she was once mine.
If you don't take Zelinda back, she'll die.
What? You think she'd die just to keep that thing? She knows what she has to do to come home. I never wanted her gone. Just the little cur. Can't she see she'd have a better life if she got rid of it?
Could you pretend your child never existed?
I've been trying. It's not as easy as I thought. Look, just tell her... We never meant to hurt her. It just seemed best that... Oh, just tell her to come home. Her mother and I are waiting for her.
I really wanted to knock him around, make him see sense. But then I just talked to him and made him see sense.
You're back.
Linda.
I thought you weren't coming. What did he say?
Father wants you both to come home.
Both of us? I don't believe he said that. I've never heard him refer to my son as anything but trash. He calls him it. But maybe Mother convinced him. Or you did. Oh, my friend. I cannot thank you enough. If this were a story, my son would grow to manhood and pledge himself as a knight in your service. When he grows up, I will send him to you. I promise.
Yeah,
well,
no, not
look
gonna
at
try.
that. It's not often old Nadezda sees a fine-dressed stranger here in Dusttown. Help a poor cripple.
I might have money if you have information.
What are you looking for?
Know anything about the Carter?
Know it? I lived it, my friend. And let me tell you, it's worse now than in my day. Jarvia took over the Carter not more than a year ago, and already she's got every duster with both legs bearing swords for her.
Where could I find
Won't be
her?
easy. She's gotten real careful since Barat died. Real paranoid. She's got Carter members all carrying these fingerbone tokens. She scratches some mark into them so she'll know they came from her. There's doors to her base all over the city, but only one is ever open at a time. And if you show up without a token, you'd never know it was there.
Where do I find one of these
Can't
tokens?
help you there, Salraka. The Carter members keep them real tight. Now, how about that coin you promised?
I'll give you 10 silver. Take care of
I'll
yourself.
think of you when I go to bed with a full stomach.
Beggar.
What do you want, Warden? You're out of your element down here.
Looking for a thief who dared steal from the
Is that
Shaper.
so? What makes you think anyone here would turn me, this person in? You've walked into a sodding fight, Warden, and I've already passed your stupid tome along. Too bad for you.
Is it time to squish something else?
I'm not on.
Yeah, and you pass it on to the proving. Back for that. Beggar. Idle
Your
blue.
clothes are so fancy. Did you get them topside?
I
My
did.
mam used to say they don't got no stone to protect them topside. If I go up there, I'm gonna fall into the sky.
No, that doesn't happen.
Yes. When my da left, he never came back. Who's to say he didn't fall up, eh? Don't fall into the sky when you
now.
go back up there.
Crazy people. Beggar, beggar. There's a store.
Well, look what we have here.
Jarvia said you were looking for trouble. Congratulations. You found it.
All right, you ordered death.
Don't kill me! Sonny ancestors! What do they teach you on the surface? You fight like a bleeding archdemon. Sweet bloody stone, look at them all!
Tell me how to find Jarvia, or you join them.
The base is below the city. You can get to it through the wall of the third house on this row. Put this token through the slot, and it'll open. Well, will you let me go now?
Yes, and you don't want to be at Jarvia's when I get there.
Really? Oh, thank you. You're a good person. How do they say it? The ancestors have shown their favor. Bless you.
So just killed them all.
Over with.
Probably should have.
Success!
Yeah, they do.
What's the password?
Jarvia sucks lizard
Looks
eggs.
like we have a martyr, boys.
And I'm off.
Yes. You will squish.
Trap. So simple to see, really.
Going. And I'm off.
Dang it, Hale.
Yes.
Pointed out the trap and everything.
Time for more another pigeon, I will kill it.
Increases our path of destruction. I shall do it.
I'm done.
It's the cheapest item from the 3 stashes. Unlock the chest.
If I see another pigeon, I will kill it. Feel
Not in now. All right. Now this.
It's done, naturally. Now let's see. Which one first?
Going.
All right.
And I'm on.
All right.
That's it. There we go.
I'm done.
Moving on.
Probably check to see if anything's I got is better for Alistair. Later.
Going. Over with.
This one's silver.
All right. And I'm off.
Yes.
And I'm off. Tisk tisk. A bit more dying, please.
This has gone well.
All right. Who orders that?
Huh.
I don't think I can disarm a magic.
Going. Success!
I feel like I missed a chest. Several chests. Because I had 2 of them. You know, I'm just gonna move on. I walked into the wall because I took my eyes out the screen for a second. Well, I got Alistair a better helmet.
Trap. So simple to see, really.
Don't look now.
Let's crush them all quickly, shall we?
Yes.
We're still doomed, just so you know.
Please, stranger. Let me out.
Over with.
I see... Thank you. We've been down here. It's been so long. My friend didn't make it. Just stopped eating one day, and all for a stupid bet.
And that's the conclusion of if you did not take the Dwarven Castless starter. He dies. So does the Iduvan starter.
Let's wipe them out. And I'm down you go.
Down! I will fight if I must.
Trap. So simple to see, really.
Now. Have at you.
I'm going to battle.
Whoops.
Now, let's see. Which one first? Huh.
If you insist.
Usually I found 2 of the 3 common boxes, and I think I've taken an inexpensive item from both of them.
Ha! Let's wipe them out quickly, and I'm off.
It's a gotcha!
All right.
So, what effect is that? Yeah, no, not dealing with that.
Perhaps we should have a drink since we've stopped.
It's done, naturally. Moving on.
Moving on from the giant spiders.
Now let's see, which one first? All right.
Behind you! Power! Oh, yeah!
Surely you're joking. Don't think so.
Yeah, no, I can't do that. I already messed that up. Unless I can find that fluorspar pendant and put it back. Can't because the damn thing exploded on me.
So, Paramount finally realized we're taking the city, yet he still can't be bothered to send his own men. Well, you picked the wrong side, stranger. It doesn't matter who's king, as long as there's a queen.
You're awfully cocky for someone whose entire quarter is dead.
You'll pay for their deaths 100 times over. Kill them! But leave the mouthy one alive. I have plans for him.
Time for more practice. All right.
You will be satisfied even if I...
All right, I'm ready. Whoops.
Time to end them with my little existence.
I need help! I'm going to wear your pretty teeth around my wrist!
Going. And I'm off.
It will hurt. Last. That is annoying.
Around my wrist!
Oh, and I'm off. All right.
Watch it!
Yes. Adventure's not over yet.
Well, that sucked. Shit, I was supposed to put something on it, wasn't I?
And done. It's done, naturally. Over with.
God! By all the beards of my ancestors! How did you... Where did you come from? You made a hole in my wall!
That hole leads to a tunnel in the Carter's hideout.
It does? Oh, sod it. If people find out about this, my business will be ruined. They'll think I have something to do with Jarvia.
Don't worry about it, Jarvia's dead.
How? Did you... You did, didn't you? You killed her. And then you climbed out of there into my shop. Oh, just leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with this. And if anyone comes asking, I'm gonna tell them you did it.
I mean, I did.
Back to buy something, I hope. I want that surface wealth coming back to us, Balin's ascension willing. I'll take your gold. You're good for that.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take yours. If you hear snoring, it's because I got Puppy. And he snores loud. Should I look at the Harrowmont first or Vortog?
News
Talk
of
to
the
Vortog
hour.
first,
Lord
then
Balin
Harrowmont.
claims that Lord Harrowmont...
Grey Wardens endorse paralyzing Orzamar's military. Lord Balin issues clear edict questioning their dedication to...
Dick.
Well, I hear someone tore through Dusttown like a headsman's axe. And it's already whispered that House Harrowmont had ties to the smugglers. I assume that was you.
It's done.
Very
I
well.
wanna talk to Balin.
Shall we go right now?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I warn you, be on your best behavior, and keep your weapons sheathed.
For those of you wondering, because it's been a while.
So, despite your rather public show of support for my rival, Varteg tells me you understand who is to be king. I'm glad to hear that, Warden. So what brought about this change of heart?
You'd make a better king than Harrowmont.
I will. And I'll be the only king who could get you the troops you need to face the Blight. But first, I need to get on that throne. And you've already damaged my ability to do that.
What do you need me to do?
Exposing Harrowmont's connections to Jarvia has definitely hurt his chances. But I will need something big, something dramatic enough to put me over the edge. What do you know of the Paragon Branca?
She disappeared into the deep road.
She is the only Paragon in 4 generations, and she turned her back on her responsibilities. A Paragon is like an ancestor born in this time. If she returned, her vote would outweigh the entire assembly. Anyone with her support could take the throne unchallenged.
So you hope to bring her back to endorse you for king?
I hope you will bring her back to endorse me as king.
What makes you think Branca's still alive?
She had an entire house with her, dedicated to her protection. With the number of ruins still intact, they could last for a long time. And Harrowmont is looking as well. It's too risky to assume she's dead only to have him take credit for finding her.
Do you think she will support you as king?
I was hoping you could use your legendary charm to persuade her that the rightful king should take the throne. However, if the deep roads have addled her wits, it might be best she not return before the kingship is decided.
I'll find it for you.
And we will both go down in history as a Paragon's saviors. So far, my men have traced Branca to Caridin's Cross, an ancient crossroad lost to the Darkspawn 4 centuries ago. Her trail ends there. Perhaps with your warden's expertise, you can find what my men could not.
Where is Caridin's Cross?
You must enter the deep roads through the mines. To protect the city, that's the only path we leave open. Caridin's Cross lies many miles deep into the tunnels. It was once a main thoroughfare, but before Branca, no one had stepped foot there in generations.
I'll leave right now.
You have my thanks. Seek her in Caridin's Cross. I will try to delay the vote until you return.
Oh, sweet, I level up. 30, strength. Let's go with strength again.
Moving on.
Please be quiet. My patient needs a rest. Fools and their politics. The poison was probably imported as a king killer, and she got dosed by mistake. Never seen anything this potent.
You can't
It's a
cure
very
it.
strange toxin. I know there's a counter, but the ingredients are so rare, it just doesn't matter. If you can chase these things down, I'll thank you, but I won't get my hopes up. The stone will take her soon.
We should do something and quickly.
Yes. All right. And I'm off. That won't stop me. And I'm off.
And stay down.
Success!
Nothing else item-wise.
Moving on.
So, tell me, how did you become a Grey Warden?
All Howe massacred my family. Duncan helped me escape.
Arl Rendon Howe? The Earl of Amaranthine? Why would he do such a thing to you?
knows? He'd always been a friend to us Kuzlans.
You are the last of the Kuzlans? I had no idea. My lord?
Don't. I'm just a Grey Warden now.
Yes, I suppose so. You can no longer have a title, can you? But that does not mean you must forget utterly where you came from. Take heart, dear friend. You survived, even when you were not expected to. We do not know yet what lies in store for you, or the name you carry. It is not so bad, is it, being a Grey Warden?
I will do my duty, but I won't forget what Hal did.
Sometimes it gives me comfort to think that everything will end up the way it's supposed to. That it will be all right. You were chosen. You survived the joining when others did not. Perhaps it was meant to be.
Now let's summon a demon.
Going. Yes.
Let's end this quickly.
And I'm off.
If I must.
Did we win or did it just despawn because of game glitch?
Now let's see. Which one first? Witches! Get them! And I'm on. All right.
What's going on? By the ancestors. Thanks again, Warden.
Alright, I have been going now for over 2 hours.
Grey Wardens endorse
2.5 hours.
paralyzing Orzammar
I'm gonna call it. Have a good one, folks.
military. Dedication to victory.